Good evening, everyone. It is May 4th, 2023. Now, we have had our unemployment numbers come out today as well as the Apple earnings. Unemployment came in a little bit hot, and Apple earnings, I believe, were I think they beat by a little bit, nothing too surprising either way. Now, what I want to note is that what I was looking for yesterday was for us to get below this 94 number, and I thought we'd flush it, but the overnight did manage to ramp it. I'd mentioned that I was looking for the euros to flush it afterwards. That is what happened once the market opened. Pretty much trended down linearly into the RTH open. And from there, we did get our new lows on the quarter, getting to that 61 number, sort of the base of that Thursday ramp session. Uh, now, to me, uh, we have had, or we're going to have a weekly point of control shift pretty soon here. And if we do, we should be able to get back to weekly VWAP, currently sitting about 41.30 or so. So above this overnight inventory towards this area over here. Now, if that point of control does not hold and instead we head lower, I'd be careful on trying to catch this thing, especially if the data also comes out a little poor. I would be looking for us to start making our way down towards this 4,009 to 4014.75. Yearly VWAP also coming in at 40.43 and 3/4. 54 has been a major level, so maybe it gets a bid there. 41s, I think, is also a weekly point of control, so maybe those get some temporary bounces intraday. However, I think the overall move might be to the downside. Uh, Over on the Nasdaq, where is my Nasdaq chart? Here we go. The Nasdaq is remaining more bid. You can see it not even reaching these April lows kind of zone, this 900 to 950ish sort of area. Not even there yet. Still diddling around the pivot. Likewise, if we start to trade above about 13,110, so not too far from where we are right now during this overnight. If we start to trade above there, I think we will go ahead and get a move back to weekly VWAP as well. So currently sitting about 187ish. My level of interest is that 188 number, and of course this has been our major resistance here between 200 and 230. So that'll be the key area for sellers to hold on to this thing. So we're getting another, similar to yesterday, we're getting a gap up. Unlike yesterday, we had a gap down and then a ramp up. Today is getting a gap up during the external trading hours and then a climb preceding the euro trading. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. We're just kind of churning around that 110-ish number that I'm interested in. So how am I looking to trade this? Well, I will not be trading tomorrow. I've got somewhere to be. But if I was trading it, what would I be looking for? Well, I'd be looking to short 77s in a gap down scenario, that just being the 4 p.m. close, that also being the point of control, and where we will likely have the weekly point of control shift as well. That's also the 95% value area low from last week. So that is the key number I'm watching. To the upside, I would consider 41.07 half short, that being the gap close that we left open today. It's also roughly where ADR highs are coming at, and then above there, kind of that weekly VWAP and key number here, that 4132 number. Above there, I'd be hesitant trying to fade this thing. I think it might just have too much strength. I'm also doubtful we ramp more than 50 points. To the downside, I would look for bids at 54/4 and 41/4. 40/54/4 being that weekly VWAP close from that mega ramp week way back in the end of March, and 41s being that weekly point of control, daily point of control, and also right around the second standard or first standard deviation of I believe that is March's VWAP close. Wow, going really down. Trying to remember these numbers below there. I think we start flirting with a gap close this external trading hours ramp. I think we clean this out and get into 4,009 half to close that gap. Quarterly VWAP close at 14.75. Probably get a bid somewhere around that 4,009 to 4014.75. So that's how I'm looking at the ES. Over on the NQ, looking to get long after a run of these lows, would get long 13 half. If we open, essentially what this is saying, these notes are saying, is that if we open within yesterday's range, today's RTH range, if we open within that range, kind of what I'd be interested in is this this right here. If we open it somewhere here, get a tag of settlement lows at 92.5. So if we open, if I try and draw this here, there we go, brush. If we open somewhere around here, so no gap scenario, come down to settlement lows, hold this, and bid back up, I would be looking to take 110s long for that move into that 180-ish sort of number. 180 to 150, kind of this overnight highs up to that weekly VWAP to 188 critical level. That is where I'd be expecting sellers to step in, so shorts at 188, 265, and similar, just like on the ES with that 55 number, I'd be a little bit careful trying to fade at 265 or 290. I think at that point, buyers may be back in control. I think the best fade will be at 188 and 41.32 half on the ES. Below this 13.5, look below and fail long. I'd be interested in 970s, that critical level from last month towards that, whatever that was, the last week of trading, I believe. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, that last week of trading, just a really nice spot. And that's all I would be really looking for. So on the NQ, 970 long, 110 3/4 after a look below to settlement lows if we do open in this bullish zone. Short 188s. I think those are your best trades. Perhaps a 265 half short and 289 3/4 on the ES. Long 41/4. This would be an extreme long at 09 half, but long 41/4, 54/4. Short 77s if we gap down, and then a short 07 half and 32 half. Perhaps 55 shorts if the internals are looking terrible or some sort of other evidence of shorts having something left with them. Important to note that the deltas have remained extremely heavy on the week. ES deltas coming in at negative 450,000. We have not seen deltas this heavy since March 8th, when I believe we were really selling heavy to the lows. Yes, to this 3850 sort of number. So either we are setting up for a large flush, or this is going to unwind and we can have shorts against that unwind. So as we move up, getting shorts on as sellers try and keep this thing capped. So that's how I'm looking at it for tomorrow. Hope that makes sense. There may be an update to this pre-market if I remember to wake up. But currently, as I'm seeing it, sellers would ideally like to keep this thing below 4,100 and below this 110-ish number where they're currently fighting it. Otherwise, we're looking at a ramp to 188 and 41.32 half with a possible short at 07 on the way. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps, and trade safe, you guys.